let's move on to your home life. Tell me a little bit about that because it's extremely unique, isn't it? And that's one of the big things that you're known for.
Right now I have, it always changes every day, but let's say 4 girlfriends living with me at the house. And it's not like, it's not just a sex thing. I think the biggest misunderstanding is people think it's just all about sex. I'm actually trying to build a family. It's sort of like a Muslim family where you have 4 wives. But instead of keeping them separate, we all actually play together, sleep together, romantic together. So it's kind of like a sex thing, but it's also family. And then they all help raise my daughter, and in the end, I'll have 4 wives that live with me, each one with my children, have children with each.
Okay.
And they'll all help take care of all the children, and they'll all help take care of all each other. And they are each other's best friends. So they take care of each other. So I know it's very anti maybe Christian Catholic style. It's much more similar to a Muslim style. But when I've studied and practiced with every type of relationship that I can think of, and what I know about how humans are designed and how we evolved, this seems to be the most optimal way for both men and women and children and a family unit to thrive. So it's actually like a scientific calculation that I arrived at this, in addition to it feels right, in addition to my conversations with the universe telling me that this is the right way to do it, and a lot of other input, including, some super successful billionaires and 100 millionaires and how their lives are actually behind the scenes. So I understand, though, it's like extremely offensive to a lot of people, but they can learn a lot from it because putting me in this situation and experimenting and struggling through this has made me an absolute master of female psychology. And I came from having no understanding of female psychology. My mom was my biggest influence in how I see relationships, and she taught me everything completely wrong. She taught me what works for her in the 1970s and 80s, but that's not, that window of time is not a natural human cultural situation.
Can you share with us some of your most valuable teachings or valuable philosophies that you've learned throughout?
Yeah, most importantly, that women are completely different than men.
Okay.
We have to accept that. And that's a beautiful thing. There should be polarity between male and female. It's amazing. And you could also have a man, and one takes the female role. But then that one that takes the female role should understand what it is to take on that feminine energy and all the different components and parts of the puzzle piece that fits together with the masculine energy. Like you have to understand, to have a perfect union, you need to understand all of the elements of masculinity, all the elements of femininity, and make it fit together, no matter what the actual gender is. So, it works better with a man and a woman. That's optimal, right? But it could also be same sex. So because I didn't understand what women were, I couldn't understand what a man was. I couldn't be a man until I learned myself personally. See, the difference is maybe someone else, they're taught by their dad. This is how you be a man, right? I'm taught by my dad about business and just general taking care of family and all that, and observing. Like, my stepdad is the most amazing influence. He's like the perfect man, but he didn't teach me about how to be masculine with women because he didn't need to be. It was so easy for him. My mom is so perfect that he didn't really have to work or understand it either. It just fit together for him. But for me, I really struggled to figure out what is femininity, what is masculinity, what is my role, what is her role, most optimal. And so now I every day I wake up and my Western beta male simp brain is active by default. And I have to remind myself, no. Don't, because my mom also would always say, live by the golden rule, treat others how you'd want to be treated. And so I always treated others how I wanted to be treated. Turns out that nobody wants to be treated the way I want to be treated. They want to be how they would treat it, how they want to be treated. I know that saying, I overgeneralized it in my interpretation, But still, that was like a fundamental thing I thought on a daily basis. And that really was not the way I should have thought of it. I need to think, treat other people how they want to be treated. And I didn't know how women want to be treated because they will not ever tell you. Women won't tell you how they want to be treated. They're not even allowed to tell you. Like if a woman really goes on YouTube and says, this is how I want to be treated, and this is the reality of what I think, censored, you can't talk about this stuff. Andrew Tate talks about it, but look what happened to him. Andrew Tate's the most honest about male and female polarity and what a man is and what a woman is. And everything he says is like, oh my gosh, this is what I also arrived at through my own trial and error, not by reading a book, not because society told me, not because I watched a movie, but actual on the ground experimentation, trial and error with 1,000 women. I've learned what women are. I learned what men are. Andrew Tate is right. I believe all the same things. Andrew Tate is holding back like 30%. He can't say. And there's more than that. And you just can't talk about it.